Welcome to Street Talk. I'm Loretta Rose. Today we are on location in Phoenix City. We are at the Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel, right here off 280 and 431. We're going to take you inside. We're going to meet the management team here. And also we got some special guests on today's show. All I can say, the Battle Buddies authors, they're on today's show. Stay tuned. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose. You're watching it here on cable TV. Here at the Hampton Inn Hotel and Suites, we're talking to Reggie Meadows. He is the Director of Sales. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us to come in here and host Street Talk. And I want the community to know more about all the different amenities that are offered here. How many rooms you all can accommodate here?
The hotel has 81 rooms here at the property. Some of the amenities that we offer, I would say the biggest one is our staff. We do a great job of making sure we're accommodating all guests. We give you the best service we can give you possible. I know we have all the bells and whistles every hotel has, but our staff is our greatest amenity.
Oh, wow. I love that. I've never, ever heard that. And that says a lot about your leadership.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
you recognize those that make this place a success. I love it. Now, I heard you have receptions here, reunions. We want to let the community know for their events that they can come here as well.
Yes, ma'am. We do honor all family reunions, baby showers. One of the biggest things now is gender reveal parties. We do those as well. Another thing, too, we do corporate meetings. So we have a boardroom also here at the property where if you have a small meeting you want to conduct for your corporate group, we'll accommodate that too as well.
Awesome, awesome. So if anyone need to book those rooms or functions and things, they will contact you?
Yes, ma'am. You can contact me here at the property. My name is Reginald Meadows. The number here is going to be 334-664-0776.
I love it. You all value your employees. I love that. That says a lot about you all.
That's the Hampton Alley expression. We do it all the time.
Oh, wow. Thank you. So this is what's happening here. Hampton Inn and Suites in Phoenix City off 280 and 431. You got to come and check them out. It is immaculate here.
Come see us.
All right.
Hey, you okay? You've been acting real funny since I picked you up from the airport shuttle. Are you jet lagged or something?
No, I'm fine.
So what's up? What's going on? Like you haven't been talking? And you didn't even come to bed last night. Are you okay?
Well, I might as well tell you.
Tell me what?
I met someone else while I was in Germany, and we plan on staying together.
What? So you cheated on me?
Thank you again for tuning in to today's show. You have just tuned in to Street Talk. And again, as I promised, we have the Battle Buddies on today's show. We're on location at the Hampton Inn and Suite Hotel, which is here in Phoenix City. And we are so delighted to finally catch up with the Battle Buddies. You probably have been hearing about this book that has been recently released. Well, we have them on today, Mr. and Mrs. Matthews. Thank you so much for
Thank you for having me.
being on today's show.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your story. The Battle Buddies, that is a powerful name, and we're going to dig into it a little bit more. But I want the community to get to know who are the authors behind this name. First of all, Royce
Yes, ma'am.
Matthews and Alfred
Yes, ma'am.
Matthews. And I want to say thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
Because you are retired
Yes, I
from
am.
the United States Army.
Yes.
And thank you for your sacrifice too.
Yes, ma'am.
Because as a spouse, in the families, they sacrifice as well.
We do.
I know, and I do recognize it, and I think we should pay more homage to you all as a whole. First of all, where are you all originally from?
I'm originally from California.
I was born in Benton Harbor, Michigan, but I was raised in Southern California.
Southern California.
Yes.
So is that where you met?
That's where
Yes,
we met
ma'am,
in
we
Southern
did.
California.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. So the military is what brought you here,
Yes.
Yes.
and now you reside here in Columbus.
Yes.
Okay. And how long you all been married?
Going on 22 years. We just
22?
made 21 in December.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank
All
you,
right,
thank
we're,
you.
We're right there in there with
Yes,
you. Yes. So, and you retired, Everett?
Yes, I did. I retired in October of 2017. I retired from the United States Army.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And did you ever think you all would be on this journey now? Look,
No, not at all.
and now you're authors of
Yeah.
books and going to be traveling. That's why we wanted to catch up with you, because you're going to
Yes.
be doing more. You're going to be traveling
Yes.
more and more. And they will be having a book release later on in the fall or in the winter. So stay tuned for that
Yes.
as well. But help everyone to know a little bit more. Royce, many people associate her with the Cookie Lady.
Yes. Tasty Cookie Company.
Yes, and because that's your business.
Yes. That was our first business. And we did that for about 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
delicious cookies and
Yes.
treats.
Yes.
Yeah, so Battle Buddies. We want to, kind of like get right into it. The Battle Buddies. This is the book, everyone. And I love the statement, never leave your spouse behind. That's powerful right there.
Yes.
Never leave your spouse behind. People are watching, probably wanting to know, what do you mean about that?
Okay, so a battle buddy, for those in the military, they know what that is. But for civilians, a battle buddy is someone assigned to you when you get into the military, and you do everything together. You go pretty much eat together, you go to the hospital together, you do PT together. You're accountable to each other for everything. Okay, and then the never leave your spouse behind, that kind of comes from, no man left behind, no man left on the battlefield behind. So we just flipped it for marriage and
Praise
put
God.
no
Yeah.
spouse left behind.
I love that. I love that. Wow. So, Battle Buddies. I just love that. What was the defining moment or time that occurred where you realized we need to do a book?
Well, when we had a meeting with our pastors, Bishop Ann Hartman and Pastor Norman, we sat down with them and talked with them, and they said, maybe you should put it on paper, and just get your feelings out there and just put everything out there on paper and just, so that way you could open up with each other and all that kind of stuff. So we decided to go ahead and put it on paper. Then we started talking more, and we said maybe we do need to get this book out there, so that way I could also let other fellow soldiers know that's going through things that might not want to say anything or keep it in, like, that they'll be able to read the book and they'll be able to let it out and be able to talk to somebody else and might be able to tell somebody and might be able to get some help, like I was able to get help.
Wow.
Yes.
I love it. So with writing the book, you all wrote it together.
Yes, ma'am.
What are your goals for those that will read the book and for married couples and spouse and military families?
The book really is from a military perspective, but it's for everybody. Whether you're getting married, want to get married, already married, if you're thinking about splitting up, it's definitely for you.
Wow.
Yes, we want everybody to stay
love it.
together.
Yes.
Yes, we want you to stay together. So
this is good.
the goal for the book really is for people to put work into the marriage. Because whatever it took for you to get married, it's going to take that and more for you to stay married. And then if you're military like we were, you have way more obstacles to deal with than the regular civilian married couple because of deployments and different things like that, moving around and things like that.
That is so true. I can only imagine. My mother was a military wife. I was a daughter. And I remember how challenging it could be at times for my daddy, especially if his deployment required him being overseas. I remember he did Desert Storm and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember all of that. And I have seen women, and a lot of younger women as well, they don't know how to balance that. That can be overwhelming.
And we definitely talk about that in the book.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
And it's such a blessing to have someone to just voice it.
Yes.
And this is like a model and a guide for someone else, because a lot of military wives, because we're in a military town.
Exactly.
In this Tri-City area. A lot of them, that are young, they don't know, they're away from home, they need family away from home. It seems like you got some support system from your spiritual family.
Oh, yes, definitely. So whatever duty station we found ourselves at, I've tried to find myself a church home immediately, because that's what got me through the times when he wasn't there. Especially when we were in Germany, because you're in a new country, you don't know the language, you don't know the area. So the best thing to do if you're not working is to get in the church. That way you can fellowship with others. You get to learn more because you fellowship with others. And that helped me out so much, all of the different places that we've been.
Wow.
That's what really got me through.
Wow. So someone that's watching, we want to help you, and that's why I have them on, because a lot of people, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of your stages that you went through that led you up to this book.
Yes, ma'am.
Because someone may be watching, may be in that place or have been in that place, but don't know how to recover from that place.
Yes.
And that's what I love about you all, because you are being transparent.
Yes.
I heard
Completely.
in the book.
Completely
I haven't read it yet.
Very.
I heard very transparent.
Yes.
And that's how people get free.
Yes.
People, that's how they get free. That's how they can move from where they are to where they need to be.
And that's pretty much what Pastor Norman had talked about. He said, there's nothing out there, as far as in book form, there's nothing out there like that. And I said, yes, I know, because I looked.
Wow.
And so he said, yes, you definitely need to tell your testimony. He said, there's nothing out there, and you can help other people.
Wow.
So we prayed about it, and we did it.
And just to let the people know some of the things that is in the book, you're talking about, and we're going to go through some of it. You're sharing your story of love, hardship, reconciliation, restoration, and unity as a Christian couple
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
in the armed forces,
Yes.
in the military. I
Yes.
love that. Your story of love. It's obvious your love is what won you through.
Yes.
What would you say about your love during your time of going through your battles?
Yeah, because I've been through a lot of battles, and I mean, went from at the very top when we first got married, and then going through all my PTSD, the situations, the deployments, just having to being able to deploy and separate my mind from what's going on back home. So basically, when I had to deploy, I had to close my mind off to what was going on back home. And then when I tried to come back home, it was difficult as far as turning it back on. So that's when the love and everything else started to really change, where I couldn't find that connection in the middle to bring it back. And I was still overseas in my mind. So different situations started taking place. Different things started happening. The alcoholism kicked in. And that's when the love and everything started changing. But then once we came back around and I opened up and I started talking about it, and then we started getting help, we started getting counseling, that's when the love started coming back again. And that's when it started restoring, and that's when we was able to reconcile and come back together.
God, I love it. I love it. You know, a lot of people have heard of PTSD,
Yeah.
but people don't know what it is until they've been through it.
Yeah.
It may look like you can only empathize with the person, but my father retired military, so I understand.
Yes.
We didn't understand what was going on.
True.
We didn't understand.
And I don't think my kids understood either what was going on. So
Mama just thought something wrong with him.
Yeah.
It's a daily battle.
Yes.
Daily.
Yes. Until we were educated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until we were educated. And so, wow. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about reconciliation, about unity, and about how they use their story to be able to be a breakthrough for someone else. Stay tuned. You're watching. Hi, I'm Loretta Rose, the host of Street Talk. I'm inviting you to tune in with me every Tuesday evening at 7:30 here on CTV Beam. To keep up with what's happening in your community, please follow me on social media. You can catch me on Facebook at Street Talk with Loretta Rose, and you can see things that have been happening in your community. Also, if you would like to share your story, you can contact me personally at lorettarose94@gmail.com. The Streets Talk, and I'm your host with the most. Welcome back to today's show. We are talking to the Battle Buddies, Mr. and Mrs. Matthews, and they are just going in depth with us about the book, The Battle Buddies, and you have to get it. I encourage you to bless someone. Bless a married couple, bless an engaged couple, bless a military family. This book is good. This is some good stuff in here.
Thank you.
I want to talk about communication, because we do understand, being married, the importance of communication.
Yes.
Just like your husband has been in the military, and I've talked to many other couples that have been in the military and has dealt with PTSD. How do you have an open communication? How do you help your husband when he has shut down? I want to help somebody.
For me, what I did was pretty much just gave him his space, because you do have to give some space. Then you have to pick your opportune times, because if they're already talking about something else, you can kind of lead into another conversation. And so that's pretty much how we did it. Because when they do shut down, it's shut down. You're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And the same with me. You know, if he's trying to get
Exactly.
something across to me and I've shut down, it's like, okay, you just give them their space. But then when they are talking and they are in a good mood and they are feeling, like, oh, okay, let's converse, that's a good time to talk about things.
And you're so calm. You're so calm, Royce. I mean, your spirit, you're so calm.
Oh.
But a lot of women don't understand how to be patient. I want to help some women, because we have real talk conversation.
Yes.
There's a lot of women, and I've had an opportunity to talk to some. They're so caught up in being independent and being boss that they don't know the timing. There's a timing for everything.
Yes, timing is everything.
It's everything.
It is.
Don't we know?
Yes. And silence is beautiful, because a lot of times, we're so busy talk, and I want to get my point across, and I want you to understand me, and that doesn't work. all the time. It doesn't work all the time. So sometimes when you know, okay, they're not receiving what I'm saying, and this is in any relationship,
Any
really.
relationship, yes.
They're not receiving what I'm saying, so let me just be quiet. Let me pray about it, and then when they're ready to talk, we can talk.
We can talk.
And so that's pretty much how we operate. We still operate that way because a lot of times he's just like, "Oh, I don't want to hear it,"
Wow,
you know.
wow.
So we just have to be patient, and you have to be persistent. And when the time is right, then you can talk about those big things or little things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. What you had to say about that, Africa?
Well, that is true because a lot of times with different situations that we was going through, I would just shut down. And sometimes when I was in my good mood and talking about different situations and all that, she would kind of sneak a question up in there. And I would go ahead and I'd open up and answer.
Yeah.
So she did a real good job at doing that. And I really appreciated that, the way she did it and the way she handled it and all that. That made us come a lot closer, made us communicate a lot more, made me open up a lot more,
Praise
and want to talk and want to communicate and just want to be around in the setting with her to do that instead of trying to shut down. And I also had to take it in myself, not to just completely shut down, to try to open up more. So I really had to, look at myself and say, you know what, I need to do a little bit better also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful. At what point did you start writing the book?
2017 when he retired.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, because I had to
Wow.
make sure he had time to give
Gotcha.
me the information so we could put it all together.
Put it all together.
Yes.
Wow. And you said that your pastor, Bishop
Yes.
Hartman, at
Yes.
the time.
At the time, yes.
Yes, we had, it was supposed to be a marriage counseling meeting, but it ended up being more of a testimony meeting, and then that's when the topic of the book came up.
Wow.
So they said, yeah, you definitely need to tell your story to help other
It is
people.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And when they go out on the road, support them. And from my understanding, you all are going to be going to some churches also, and you're open to that.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
To marriage ministries.
Yes.
And I encourage engaged couples, those that are, I call it dating in and waiting.
Yes.
Dating in and waiting. And because this is great knowledge. Also in the book, because people are probably want to know, we want you to go get the book. I just came to this negative behavior. What is that about?
So the negative behavior chapter is pretty much about negative behavior with him as far as marital issues that we had, extramarital issues that we had, and just what my perspective was on it, about it, what his perspective is about it, and just, it's there.
Wow.
It's there. That's a part of our story.
Absolutely. See, I just turned to it, and I mean, they got some of everything in here, and I'm 10 weeks marriage challenge.
Yes. So what that's about, at the end of the book, we give some helpful tips about marriage from our perspective. Again, the book is about my perspective, his perspective, and then our perspective together.
I like that.
So we give 10 helpful hints about, hey, do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. And then it was suggested to me from a friend, well, why don't you do like a workbook or like a challenge? And so I'm like, oh, okay. So then I took those 10 tips and then made a marriage challenge. What the marriage challenge is about is just taking each tip and focusing on that tip for a week. And then journaling, your progress or areas of improvement.
Yes.
And then once you get to the end, hopefully you have developed some better skills for your relationship with your spouse.
And I see you have it broken down
Yes.
each day.
Yes.
Sunday through Saturday.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Sunday, good day to start.
This is motivational too. Not
Yes.
only that you're sharing great, helpful tips, you're also having motivational tips as well.
Yes,
to
ma'am.
help them. And
Yes,
God, I
ma'am.
think this is great. This is marriage ministry.
Yes.
You all are doing through your book.
Yes.
Oh my. Okay. soup sandwich, Alfred?
Soup sandwich.
I'm just curious. Soup sandwich, Alfred.
Soup sandwich is just a bunch of stories in there about how I was going through different situations and all that, and the bad situations. And so we just called it, it's like a military term when a soldier's not doing right or is acting up or doesn't know what he's doing. We call them soup sandwich. Hey, you acting like you soup sandwich.
Okay.
So that's just where that term, that part came from in the book.
I've never heard of it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah, one of the other things, since you brought that up, we do have like a glossary, so to speak, about military terms that are in the book. So if you're civilian and you have no clue about the military or anything, we do have a glossary in there. Tell you about what the phrases mean or what different things mean.
Because this is good. You're teaching. I love your pictures too.
Oh,
I
thank
love
you.
the pictures on the bag. This is so good. So for someone that is watching and from a wife, I want you to speak from your heart to, she could be a young wife, someone that's thinking of getting married. What would be your sound advice from your heart to her that's don't know anything about this and maybe going through, you know, because, you know, marriage has its phases.
It does.
It has its phases. And someone may be in a phase right now, don't understand, like, it don't make sense. Some things in life just don't make sense for all of us. But there is a way through it. What would you say to some of the wives? Or
Basically, you have to have a prayer life. You have to have a faith. You have to have faith in yourself, faith in your spouse. Definitely when you're going through, you have to pray. You got to pray. You got to get God involved, because if you don't, you're just there. You're stuck. And just also patience. Just picking the right times to speak with your mate, and just, you know, wanting to persevere, wanting your marriage to be better, asking God what to do to make your marriage better. Because a lot of times we want to point the blame at the other person, and we never want to take responsibility ourselves. So a lot of times if you change you, it may help that other person to change too. So that's what I
love it. I love it. That's good advice.
Yes.
Alfred, to some of the men, because, you know, I'm not a man, but you're a man, so you know men.
Yeah.
And some men don't get it or don't want to get it.
No, you're
we
right.
Want to help them.
Yeah, we don't get it, and that's one of the main reasons why I decided to go ahead and join in and do the book, and open up and basically tell some things I didn't want to tell.
Right.
You know, some things I didn't want to just put out there, but I needed to put it out there for the fellow soldiers and for other men that might be going through, that don't know how to talk, that don't know where to go, that don't want to open up. I just wanted to put it out there so that maybe they could read it and won't have to go through some of the things that I went through, that would be able to learn from it. So it's, I mean, I opened up a whole lot.
You're free.
And I went through it completely free, because when everything came out, it was like a big, everything just lifted off of me.
A big weight.
Yeah.
It was a big weight gone. But I just wanted to, so that way some of them could read it and won't have to go through the things that I went through. Like some of I didn't get a chance to fully reach my potential in the military because I was doing other things instead of reaching the ranks that I wanted to reach and all that. So hopefully they'll read that and be like, you know what, I need to open up so I can reach my goals and do what I need to do. Let me open up, or let me read this, and maybe I can go talk to somebody and get help with my PTSD. Because when I first deployed, PTSD, it was talked about, but it wasn't major or anything like that. And then I was a leader, so I didn't want to be seen as weak. So I kept everything in. But hopefully now that they'd be able to read it and be like, you know what, I need to go get help. I need to go talk to somebody. I need to let my wife know what's going on. I need to communicate better. So those are some of the main reasons why I need to put the alcohol down and go get help and reach somebody else, talk to somebody. You know, battle buddy, find me a battle buddy, have my wife as a battle buddy, So that's the main reason why I decided to go ahead and open up and write the book, was so that I could be able to reach the men, be able to reach the soldiers, be able to teach them, so they can learn from my mistakes and not have to go through the same thing that I went through.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. You need to go and teach. Speak to some of the soldiers.
That's true, yeah.
That is good. I mean, you it's all here. This is a
Yes,
blueprint.
everything, yep.
To success.
Yep.
For marriage, for man, for soldiers. Oh my God. This is the blueprint.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I am just so humbled to have you all on today, and for you to you're transparent all the way
Yes,
around.
completely.
And that's why I
Very.
say you are
Completely.
free.
Yep.
Yes.
And you know what? You got the greatest rank because you got this
That's
together.
true. Right.
You got the greatest rank. So you have succeeded. You
That is
are
true.
yes,
Yes.
because no matter, and what sometimes people get caught up with, trying to achieve success, and they lose family. They lose what really, really matters.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm just so proud of you for
Thank
how you
you.
balanced it and how you all are just sharing your story to be a blessing to the world.
Yes.
God is
ma'am.
amazing, isn't
Yes,
he?
Yes, he
ma'am.
is.
I just love it. I love it. I love it. So we want to tell people how they can get the book.
Okay.
And then we'll get ready to close it out. But because I believe I heard you on Amazon, right?
Yes, we did self-publish. It is available on Amazon in ebook form and paperback. Hopefully, everybody can come out to the signing. We'll have books there as well. Or if you already bought a book and you see me around town, I will definitely sign it.
Or I was signing.
Yeah, you sign it. But yes, that's where it's available right now. It's on Amazon.
Awesome. Well, we are so proud of you, and I love how your hands are together on the book.
Yes.
That unity.
Yep.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
locked up, battle buddies. You've given me a whole new definition of what battle buddies. And I can't wait to see the glossary too, because not ever being in military, I've only heard some terms,
Yes,
but
yeah.
don't know all the
All
terms.
the terms, yeah.
So, well, as we get ready to close out, is there anything else you would like to share? Because you all have just said it all. You really
I
have.
think that's it. We just want to help people with this book. Again, it's from a military posture, but it is for everyone. Whether you're married, not married, plan to get married, or you're thinking about ending your marriage, it is definitely for you.
Yes.
And how can people contact you or follow you on social media?
They can look us up on Facebook, either Battle Buddies, or you can do the @ R&A Matthews, and that'll take you straight to our Facebook page.
And they do have a Facebook page, Battle Buddies. And so you can follow them and see all the different pictures that they have. And I love when you have those pictures of couples and everything
Yes.
that you share on your page
Yes,
as well.
yes.
Well, God bless you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all so much.
Thank you for having us.
Congratulations on
Thank you very
22
much.
years
Thank you.
of marriage. You all are very successful. And keep us posted on the book signing.
Yes,
too.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we will be giving away a book, so you got to follow the show, and we'll see how we can. I'll share it on social media, on Street Talk with Loretta Rose, how you can win a book as well. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. We want to thank our special guests, the authors of Battle Buddies, Alfred
Thank you.
and Royce Matthews. Thank you again for tuning in. Remember to get the book, share it, bless somebody, get them at your church, get them at your conferences, get them at your marriage ministry outings. Just get them. They are a powerful couple and they love what they do. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. You've been watching it on cable TV.